Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to the Viper's Pit, where anything can happen, and usually does. After all, we are on the internet. As always, I'm the Viper, and your guide through this crazy and sometimes dark and unsettling world of video games. And you know it can get crazy in here. So hold on to your sixes, because today we're going to be going over the soon-to-be-released Godfall. As always, before we start, if you like what I do, hit the like button, give me a subscription, and hit the notification bell as well, so you don't miss any uploads. There are tons of new games coming down the pipeline, and I'm wanting to cover a ton of them. So, stay tuned in the future as well. First announced during the Game Awards in 2019, Godfall is the product of Counterplay Games and is going to be published by Gearbox. Counterplay has a team with history working on other great games such as God of War, Diablo 3, Injustice 2, Left 4 Dead, Battlefield 3, Overwatch. You get the picture. Many, many more. So it's pretty safe to say that there's no lack of talent over there. So when they choose to hype up a game, you can usually rest assured that they can back up their talk. Godfall was one of the first games that has been announced to be exclusive to the PS5, and a few months later the PC. It will be a looter slasher game that will feature a unique combination of melee style combat mixed with fantasy aspects. The actual gameplay can be experienced in both single player and co-op mode. As a player, you will have the chance to choose from one of 5 weapons classes and 12 total valor plates that provide unique abilities. Afterward, you'll be able to adjust and train your character throughout the game so you control the evolution of the player, resulting in a unique hero that is totally your own. The creative director of Godfall is Kenneth Lee, and he has spoken out about what inspired him to create the world of Godfall and what he did to blend the story into it. The game was inspired by a different novel series like the Stormlight Archive. As Mr. Lee explained it, you'll play as one of the last remnants of an exalted Knight's Order intent on stopping the apocalypse and preserving the last vestiges of their world. He went on further in other interviews to describe it as a serious fantasy world that is filled with heroic knights and ancient magic. As they continue to develop and evolve their character, they will find the value in a good set of armor known as valor plates. They will be scattered throughout the world. A player will be able to find and equip them. These valor plates are usually enchanted, giving the player different abilities and powers. So as the characters augments themselves with various mods, his physical or magical abilities will change a bit. His or her. The style of gameplay is shaping up to be very promising. It is described as a looter slasher type game. Of course, I've mentioned that before, but it seeks to mix gameplay of many games like Dark Souls, God of War, and yet then incorporate progression systems and loot mechanics of games like Borderlands 3 and The Division. You get the idea. With the combat being third person melee battles, it is wise to go with a team in co op. The more swords you have in your group, the easier it will be to take on the huge beasts. With each additional trailer, the hype would continue to build and build. Gameplay was made to look more and more incredible as time passed, but there was always a shadow that lingered over everyone's head. The platforms are incredibly limited at this time. It will only be available for PS5 and not be able to be played on older generations PS4. Speculation around the PC release date is that it could be as available as early as May 2021. Another issue that many players seem to be having is that Godfall cannot be played offline in single player mode. Every time you go to play the game, you have to log in, and that will require an internet connection. Many of the fans have not taken positively to this idea, even calling out counterplay online. But really, can you blame them? In this day and age of tech, even the simplest games have the ability to be played without an internet connection. But that online play thing will also force people to purchase the PS Plus subscription, which is another $60. That's for the whole year, though. Joy. What do you guys think about the online games? Are you a fan? The only online game. Online only. Are you a fan of them? You're not a fan? Don't care? Let me know in the comments below. Personally, I'm not a fan of exclusives or online games online only games because of the sheer amount of gamers that are being left out. For what? So they can make a few quick bucks? No, I'm not a fan here. But I digress. So let's move this little carnival right along, shall we? One of the things that Counterplay is hyping up is the ridiculous graphics. Yeah, this thing is a beast, displaying in perfect 4K resolution. If you have seen any of the trailers that have been released, you'll be hit with a color saturation and lighting that are not exaggerated for the trailer. They exist in the actual game. But that also brings us up to the next thing that every gamer hates, the download. It is because of these crazy graphics that this game will be near 12 gigabytes. If you're wanting to play it in 4K definition. So once you purchase the game and start the download, you might hopefully be able to play within the next month. All right, okay. I'm kidding, but it will be a really big download. So be ready to wait for a little bit, okay? If you're one of the lucky few that has a PS5 and an internet connection. But all in all, this game is going to be a solid game. The concept behind the combat and player creations are amazing. The amount of detail put into it will be very easy to see and appreciate. However, there will have to be compromises with this one if you're an Xbox fan, and I'm sorry. It may not be the game for you. you're not into the online gaming, then it also may not be for you, since it is only available as online play. Yep, they really limited their audience on this one. It sucks. However, if you are a PlayStation person and dig online play, then this is going to be a must for your collection. Even for the PC players, I would argue that it's worth the wait for May 2021. So, guys, that's it on this one. Thanks for joining me here at the Viper's Pit. As always, I hope you leave us satisfied. And don't forget, in this insane world, you always have a friend here at the Viper's Pit. So, stay tuned in the future for more videos, including for some hype for the Destiny 2 new content release. Of course, we've been playing the Assassin's Creed Valhalla 2. And so we're going to have you just break down on these. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell if you like the video. But really quick before I go, I wanted to apologize for the late video. I had a small accident. I'm okay, but it did put off the video a little bit. And because you're the best community going, I want to say that I am sorry and I apologize. That being said, thanks for joining me here again at the Viper's Pit. You guys are the best thing going. Don't forget it. And we'll see you in the next video. Holy Viper.